I thought my first Poke query would center around the inner workings of Poke culture, but it turns out I'm just confused about the cheek zigzag. Ash is 10, so facial hair is out. Is it a scar? Does Voldemort exist in this world? Are Pokeballs Horcruxes?
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was.
For a show released in 1998, this is the most 1985 music I've ever heard. I'm half expecting to see Rocky reminiscing while driving and aggressively shifting gears in his Lamborghini. Also, where is the crowd in this arena? If Ash is dreaming about becoming the very best, like no one ever was, wouldn't his dream include crowds of people cheering for him? Only a few months after Corona hit, and how f***ing terrifying is it to see people getting licked? There is a rule that animators follow when it comes to crowds in stadium seating. The back two rows must devolve into generic game piece shapes. This animation rule is, in fact, the dumbest shit ever.
Now this giant Pokemon's on the attack! Oh, but Gengar jumps aside!
Does it though? Because it looked like the giant Pokemon just pushed him.
Yes, I am Ash.
Ash Ketchum is a boy from Pallet Town.
Double narration.
Well, if you can't sleep, you should at least get ready for tomorrow. Here, watch this.
If this is information Ash needs to know for the beginning of his Pokemon training for tomorrow, why hasn't he watched it already?
I'd like to introduce you to Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle.
Man, poor Squirtle. They were running out of name ideas when they coined his, I guess. He's the Launchpad McQuack of Pokemon, or the come and go of gas stations.
Raising Bulbasaur, that'd be really simple.
But how does Ash know this? In fact, we find out later that Ash doesn't really know jack about Pokemon, so he would have zero clue as to which one of these would be easier to train.
It's good to have a grandfather in the Pokemon business, isn't it?
Nepotism.
Bulbasaur! What?
That one was also taken.
What a horrible person. This professor knows the balls are empty and just lets this poor kid open them with a hopeful heart. How about you tell him which one wasn't taken and quit being such a heel, okay? Also, why are there no more Pokemon? There are many of each kind of species, so wouldn't there be a few of each new option? And before you head to the comments to clear this up, let me remind you that the show should do a better job explaining all of this.
You're finally going to fulfill your dream and start your Pokemon training, but I'm going to miss you so much.
Dang, in this world you raise a kid until he's 10 and then kick him out to fight creatures with a fishing bobber. Brutal.
Those rubber gloves your mom packed will come in handy.
Oh yes, kids, please love this tiny adorable electric mouse who will shock the out of you if you possibly insult it. Also, somehow the only person who isn't being shocked despite proximity is the person delivering the important line about rubber gloves. Am I shocked at the convenience of it all? Nope.
Don't forget to change your underwear.
And don't forget to go to the doctor and get that star appearing on your eye checked out because that's up.
Well, I like you a lot.
Oh yes, the old I like you so let me contain you in a ball against your will and if you do not comply I'll tie you up and drag you down the street sign of affection. Classic.
Pikachu, go get it.
What's the idea here? Force your Pokemon to attack the bird creature that is...
It is the gentlest and easiest to capture.
For what purpose? For sport? Is this fun? Why are we poking?
I've pledged to get all the Pokemon in the world.
I just want to know when Ash is going to an ENT doctor to help with his insanely small nasal passage. That cannot be healthy. I mean, how can he even breathe?
Enjoy your last moments of freedom, Pidgey!
Good lord, this is dark.
To capture a Pokemon, you usually have your own Pokemon battle with the other.
Now he tells me.
We started this episode with an obsessed Ash watching Poke battles on his Poke TV in his Poke room with a Poke clock and Poke sheets. I don't believe for 1 second that he's clueless as to how this whole system of capturing creatures would work. I am confused as but he wouldn't be.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, it wouldn't stay in the Pokeball, but I'm sure just throwing a shirt over it will work perfectly. Good thinking, Ash. Is this entire series just watching Ash stumble into greatness?
Wild Pokemon tend to be jealous of human-trained Pokemon.
Yes, the Burbamon is jealous, and that's why it's attacking. Forget that the entire spar was a provoked situation, and the Burbamon is just defending itself from a predatory kid with a god complex. No, the Burb is jealous.
Oh, I really think this could be a big one! It's just a kid.
You just fished a child out of the lake, and your reaction is, it's just a kid? What does she usually catch?
Yeah, I'm okay. Not you! Look what you've done to that poor little thing!
What if Ash had jumped into the water and saved Pikachu's life? She immediately assumes that Ash is a jerk, and, well, he obviously is. Which begs the question, is anyone in this show someone to root for?
Pikachu, go inside the Pokeball! It's the only way!
It is not. Pikachu's lightning column of death kills all the bad Burbamons and ends the storm. It also apparently chars this bike to ashes, but leaves Pikachu, Ash, and all surrounding foliage completely intact. I don't know what the that means, but I'm sitting it. And where are the burb carcasses? This show feels like an edible that had potential, but sort of duds out rather than peaks. This trippy Tinklebird flapping into a rainbow is the peak, and friends, it ain't that high.
The most wondrous place, the incredible world of Pokémon.
Super great job narrating the end and ramping up to the adventures that await, but maybe a better use of everyone's time is getting this tiny creature to a hospital, because I think he just died. Blink, 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 blink.
I can see! I can see!
For some reason, you all want to wear the TVSins Pitchfork M on your body. So we slapped that f***er on some new merch and threw it in the store. Posters, hoodies, tanks, socks, leggings. Click on the merch below the YouTube player or click the store link at TVSins.com.
I am Ash.
Groovy.
At least you get the chance to meet me.
Gary?
Gary! Alright, there's only one Gary King.
Oh,
You're one ugly mother.
is it because you don't like me?
Pika pika.
What do you mean you don't agree with me?
Well, I like you a lot.
I think you're freaky and I like you a lot.
Their journey is destined to be packed with non-stop action, millions of laughs, heart-pounding perils, and endless excitement.
Other side effects include constipation, clubfoot, lockjaw.